This episode of Watch It Played is brought to you by Game On. Looking for great board games?
What about role-playing games?
And collectible card games.
Or miniatures!
Find all this and more, plus great prices and friendly service at Game On in Summerside, Prince Edward Island. If you've come to game on Prince Edward Island, then you've got to come to Game On. Welcome back to Watch It Played. My name is Rodney Smith, and wow, what a turn we have in front of us here. If you've been following along on the blog, you'll realize there's been a lot of rich and interesting and amusing discussion about what to do next. What a challenge our online viewers are facing here. It's one thing when you know what your enemy's race is and how many tokens they have on the board to use. In this case, they have no idea because the enemies here are both in decline. Andrea and Luke are both going to be choosing new races and abilities in the next turn. So how do you plan for that? But plan they did, and although one player's move was chosen, I want to say thanks to 8 Argus 8, Anton, Jirax 4, Chabam, Sperberus, and Don Riddle, because I know you guys really put your heads together, and Jirax 4 got the most votes. And here's what he wants to do. To begin, we're going to be picking up all of the skeletons on the board. That's right, we're vacating all the locations that we have right now. And although this may look like they're giving up potential victory points, in part it's so that they can start taking away victory points from the other players. Remember, with the skeletons, for every 2 locations you conquer that were occupied, you get an additional skeleton at the end of your turn. So they want to maximize how many different locations they can conquer with occupiers. And so to begin, they're going to take over this location here, which was occupied by Andrea and her in-decline Amazons. Next, the skeletons will take over this location here. And then again, the skeletons will continue to pound on those Amazons by taking this location here. And pushing further north, they will take this location from the Amazons as well. And finally, they want to take over this location here, but they only have 1 token left. So they're going to have to roll the reinforcement die and hope for a 2 or more. Disappointing roll for sure, but because we conquered 4 different locations this turn, we are collecting 2 additional skeleton tokens. So you put that with our ineffective skeleton token, we have 3 to redeploy, because the players wish to leave the other additional tokens where they are. So we're going to be putting this one here, and this one here. As you might be able to imagine, they're building up their defenses along the edge of the wall because both Andrea and Luke, when they come into attack, are going to have to come in from an edge. And because our diplomatic skeletons did not attack Luke's forces this turn, they can declare diplomacy with them, meaning that Luke will not be able to attack us during the next turn. But now let's add up our victory coins. So we collect 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 coins for the 7 locations that we control currently. So we'll add our 7 victory coins to our total, and then we will advance the round by 1. Hello, viewers of Watch It Played. I am the Rodney Smith of the future. I am both smarter and better looking than the Rodney of the past who first made this video, and I am here to point out that past Rodney forgot to add a point for this lone human here. We will add this lost point at the end of the video. Now it's time to get Luke down here and see what he's going to do in response to our actions.
Well, since it's my turn and I'm in decline, I'm going to pick an army. The Berserk Giants.
Oh, okay. Well, they cost 1 victory coin, Luke. Do you have enough for that?
Yep.
I imagine you do.
Right here.
All right. So you get to take these tokens here, and you're going to collect the Berserk ability badge and the Giants as a race. And now we have to reveal a new one. So I'm going to move these races up, and let's see what the new race will be. Oh, man, I can't pronounce this one. Biovacking Tritons, the Biovacking Tritons. Okay, so Bivouacking is a special ability that gives you access to 5 tokens. And you can use those 5 tokens during your redeployment phase to place them on any number of locations. Like you could stack 3 of them in one location, or you could put 1 in each of 5 different locations, and they add just 1 more point of defense to the locations that you control. At the end of every turn, you can pull up camp and put them somewhere else that you'd like. Also, if an area that you control is taken over that has one of those camps, you get that camp back to redeploy during that person's turn. And then as Tritons, players can conquer locations that border water for 1 less token than it would normally require. And as you can see here, the player who chooses this race and ability combination will get 11 tokens. So Luke, as the Berserker Giant, gets to roll the reinforcement die before he attacks. So if he gets a token on the die, he can count that towards whichever conquest he wants to do next. So go ahead, Luke, roll the die. Let's see how lucky you get on your first attack. Wow.
3.
Very lucky. You're lucky that stayed in camera. I might have had to make you re-roll that. So where would you like to conquer with your 3 bonus tokens?
I'm going to attack here, and it's supposed to be 4, but since I got 3 bonuses, take away that is 1,
That's
so
right.
I'll place 1 token on.
Andrew's been removed from that location. It only took you 1 token to conquer it because of that 3 you rolled. So for your next attack, you get to roll again, Luke.
Okay. 2.
Oh dear, Luke's having one of those days where he rolls everything he wants. Okay, so where would you like to attack, Luke?
I'd like to put my token right here.
Okay, so let me explain the math on this. So normally that location would have taken 3. Because he is a giant, locations next to mountain cost 1 less, which would mean 2. Because he rolled 2 bonus tokens, technically it means he would need 0 to take over that location, but you always have to use at least 1 token when you take over a location, so he's forced, thankfully, to use 1 there. Alright, I've moved the camera over a little bit because Luke has made it clear to me which direction he's attacking, so go ahead, Luke, you can roll again. Let's see where your next attack is going to be.
2.
You've got to be kidding me. Okay, well, Luke, where would you like to attack with those 2 bonuses?
Well, I think I'll go right on that mountain.
Okay, so the mount would normally require 3. He rolled a 2, so he just has to put 1 token down.
Okay. 2!
Okay. Listen, guys, I just want to show you this die for a moment, okay? There's a 3, there's a 2, there's a 1. The rest are blank. Alright, so the odds of him pulling this off are not as high as one might think. So where would your fierce giants like to conquer, Luke?
Right here.
Okay, so once again, this location would normally require 4. He got 2. Plus, he's next to a mountain, so that's another minus of 1. So 1 token required. And just in case you're wondering, Luke still has 6 tokens left. Alright, Luke, roll again. Okay. So, 3 bonus tokens. Now this may seem like a great time for Luke to conquer something that has a lot of tokens on it, like this location here with 3 skeletons. But unfortunately for Luke, the skeletons declare diplomacy with him, so he cannot attack the skeletons. He's going to have to go after somebody else. Which location are you going to attack, Luke?
I will attack that location.
Okay, so this one gets removed. And now you get to roll again. Oh, come on. Another 3. Okay then, that's alright. That's alright. Where would you like to attack again?
And I will attack there.
Alright, so we'll remove this token from the board. And now you get to attack again. Give it a good shake, Luke. A really good shake. Now I know you can't see it, guys, but what did you roll, Luke?
Nothing.
Yes, finally. So with no bonus, where would you like to attack, Luke?
Right there.
Alright, so because you're a giant, it's going to take 1 less because you're next to a mountain. So you have to put 2 tokens on that location. Future Rodney here again. The bonus you get for attacking locations next to a mountain when you're a giant only comes from the effect if you control the adjacent mountain. So Luke should have used 1 more token. We will correct this at the end of the video. And now you get to roll and attack again. Go ahead. Okay, I'm telling you, I do not know how to explain this. And so where would you like to attack, Luke?
Right there.
I don't know what Andrew's going to think about this. So this would normally take 4, but he rolled a 3, so it's only going to take 1. And now Luke is down to 1 token left. Would you like to attack again?
Yep.
Alright, so roll the die, let's see what you get. Now this is interesting because in order for him to take over another location, he's going to need more than the 1 token that he has left. Now normally on your last turn you get to roll the reinforcement die and see if you get a bonus to take over that location. However, when you have the Berserk ability, you do not get that bonus at the end. So he's instead going to have to redeploy this leftover token that he has. So Luke gets to redeploy. Now he has 1 token over here you could pick up, but I think he's going to keep it there. What do you want to do with the 1 token in your hand, Luke?
I'll put that one right there.
Okay, excellent. So we've got 2 tokens here. Now we need to add up your victory coins. So go ahead, Luke, and count it up.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
So 11 victory coins for the fierce attacking Berserker Giants. I don't know what Andrea's going to think about being wiped entirely off the board. Let's go get her and find out. Well, Andrea, did you notice anything different about the board?
I have no characters on it.
Yes, I'm afraid. I'm afraid you've been wiped off the map by some berserking giants. Now, don't blame your brother too much. He didn't have much of a choice because the skeletons declared diplomacy with him. But you get to choose a new army. Do you know which army you want to pick?
I'm going to take the Dragon Master Trolls. Putting one down here. I can start taking my race.
All right, you start. Well, I'll help you clear this out, and then I'm going to move these races up and see what else is revealed. So the wealthy wizards go up, the elves go up, the ghouls go up, and the tritons go up. So these guys are pretty simple. Basically, each turn, the player who has this army is going to be able to collect 2 extra victory coins. And then also, any location you control that has this symbol on it, you'll get an additional victory coin. And so before we begin, because Andrea's race was totally wiped off the board, she has to hand me back her banner. Sorry, Andrea, I'm not laughing at you.
Sure.
Okay. So, Andrea, you get to begin. You've got a few tokens to work with here. Where would you like to attack first?
So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use my Dragon Master token and put it right here.
All right, so these guys get removed from the board, and you have to place 1 token here with the dragon, and that takes over that location. And these skeletons that I removed, well, one of them is going to go back in the container, and these 3 I'm going to get to redeploy at the end of Andrea's turn.
Now I'm going to take over these wimpy farmers.
Okay, so this one gets to go back into the box.
Now I'm going to take over this lost tribe.
All right, goodbye, Lost Tribe. Now, Andrea has 3 tokens left. She could put 2 of them down here, and then maybe roll to get a second one. Or she could place all 3 of them here and just take 1 location. What would you like to do, Andrea?
Goodbye, Luke.
I'm not surprised to see her take revenge on her brother like that. So now those trolls get to drop their lairs, 1 in each location that they occupy. And these lairs will stay in play, even after the trolls go into decline. Now, remember, the dragon here means that that location cannot be conquered by any other player. And during Andrea's next turn, she can pick that dragon up and attack somewhere else with it.
So now I'm going to redeploy. I'm going to take these 2. These 2.
Now this is ridiculous because
Put them all here.
because of this dragon, this one cannot be attacked, and this is really the only way to come at Andrea's from this direction. So she's put basically an insurmountable amount of trolls in that area. So before we add up Andrea's victory coins, I'm going to just redeploy these 3 skeletons. Thankfully, at this point, it doesn't really matter too much where I put them because we're going to be going next. So we're going to get to pick these tokens up and then attack with them. So I'm just going to place them there like that. And now, Andrea, let's add up your victory points.
1, 2, 3, 4.
4, a lot less than last time. So this is how things look at the end of this turn. And I think we've pretty much accomplished our goals as the skeletons. It's unfortunate Andrea had that dragon to come in and bash us with, but other than that, we're looking as good as we can, I think. Luke has wiped out Andrea, which helps us, which is good. But Andrea has started mounting her return attack, and she's got a lot of defensive positions to work from here. So once again, future Rodney here to correct the mistakes I mentioned earlier in the video. We're going to get 1 extra victory coin for this lone human that we forgot to add to our total. So we'll add that to our victory coins. And also, this location over here should have been conquered with an additional giant. And so since we had a leftover giant, we'll just move this one over here where it should have been. And so now we'll leave it to inferior Rodney to wrap up. So take a moment, look over this board, decide what you think we should be doing next. And then, of course, put your suggestions on the blog. And if you think you've got a really good suggestion, add it to the comments in the voting section, and then I'll add your name to the poll, and people can vote for your suggestion for what to do next. I look forward to seeing what strategies you guys come up with to dig ourselves out of this mess. Until then, happy gaming.